Let's learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube in 7 steps. I'll help you turn this into this. Fidget toys are an important part of procrastination, and the Rubik's Cube is the one fidgeter to rule them all. But you don't want your cube looking like this. You want to impress anybody who walks by your desk. Let me show you how I learned, and soon you'll be the talk of the water cooler. Or not. Step number 1, X marks the spot. The first step is to get one side to form a cross. You want to go from this to this. This is the easiest step of the puzzle, but not the most fun. That's step 7. For this cross, you can choose any color. Let's go with blue. Here's what we want it to look like. Notice that not only will we have the cross on the top, but that each side of the blue cross will line up with the correct middle color on all of the 4 corresponding sides. Don't worry about the color opposite blue yet. That's green, and we'll deal with that later. So how do we know which side is the blue side? All you have to do is find the middle blue piece. And here we have it now. So what we're gonna wanna do is create blues here and here to complete the cross. Not only do they need to do that, but see how this blue has a red on it? We'll have to line up the red there. So we have blue and red matching with the middle red. So the first step will be easy. We just move whatever we can to the top. So we have a blue and a blue here. That's starting the cross. And here we have the white. So we can just maneuver the white over now. So now we have our very first set of pieces that correspond with one another. Good job. Next, we're gonna need to find another blue. So I can try to move another blue side cross piece up. I have this red one here, but look what happens when I move it up. The blue's on the wrong side. How do we get this to flip around? What we're gonna wanna do is take this piece that needs to go along this red and this blue here. We need to flip it to the bottom. So you see that? We took this here and we moved it all the way to the bottom. So now we have the blue and red. This is our top, remember the blue. We have our blue and red here, and we need to get it up here. Take this blue and red piece here, this is the top, and move it out of the way. And now we're gonna shift just the middle 3 pieces here down. So we can go like that. So you see these pieces stay up. We just move that down. And now we have that on the bottom. So now I can take the piece we do need here, the blue and the red, and move it over to the side. See how it lines up with the middle blue? And then bring that back up without disturbing this one. So look what we've done. Now we have blue to red here, and our first blue to white right there. Now we have also this blue and yellow at the bottom. So we can move that blue and yellow to where it goes here. So blue on the top, yellow in the middle there, and that. And this time we don't have to bring anything down. All we have to do is twist this around, and then that joins the blue and the yellow. Did you see that? What we did was we saw that we lined up the blue and the yellow where it needs to go, and we just turned it, and there it is. So now we have 3 out of the 4. We have the blue to the white, the blue to the red, the blue to the yellow. Finally, we need the blue to the orange. See the orange there? The green is on the bottom, so we don't deal with that yet. Top, bottom. So now we need to get the blue and the orange, and I can see that it's down here. So I move the blue over, and same thing, now you're thinking, okay, we've got the orange and the blue lined up here, we can just turn it around. We have that same issue now. These are flipped upside down. So remember what we did? Bring that back to the bottom, line it up with where it needs to go. So we have the blue and the orange there. They're gonna go up to the top, but we move it off to the side and bring just this middle piece down, 1 twist. Okay, so the top is still where it needs to be. We move now, we move this over, and remember this has the orange at the bottom. And then just bringing the middle part back up to the top. There we go. And we have it, all 4 sides of the blue cross together, corresponding with the 4 sides that it touches. So we have blue through orange, blue through white, blue through red, and blue through yellow. Like all of these steps, they're just gonna take practice. So once you learn the moves, just practice, 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 rewind the video, watch it again, do your best. I believe in you. You can do it. When I learned, I found that just getting 1 new step down was a good accomplishment. You just do that, and you're like, wow, I can get 1 out of 7 steps done. That's pretty good. 2 out of 7, 3 out of 7, and so on. And everybody will get stuck at some point, but you just keep practicing, and the muscle memory will kick in, and you'll figure it out. Step 1 is complete. Step number 2, turning the corner. For step number 2, we need to fill the top in with all the blue corners. This is more challenging, but once you practice the formula, you'll be able to speed through it in no time. We're going to do the easiest ones first. Have a look at the bottom of this one. We have blue, white, and red. This piece needs to go here because we have blue to white, blue to red. And remember, the sides are based on what's in the middle. So blue, white, red. Even though this is green and yellow here, this will be the red side. So we need to get this piece to there. How do we do that? So if this lines up, this blue lines up with where it needs to go up here, like this, all we have to do is spin it out of the way, bring just this side down, and spin the blue back in. See how it lines up there? And return it to the top. Just like that. And look, it fits perfectly. So again, we start here. Our blue is over here. It should line up here, so we move it out of the way. Bring just this side down, the side that needs to add that piece in. And then we can bring the blue back to where it needs to go here and return the middle and the corner back to the top. And now we have our first corner piece complete. Let's look for our next corner piece. Here we have another blue that could be under a correct spot. It has blue, orange, and yellow. So let's find out where that is. We have yellow here and orange there. So that piece needs to go there. So let's move it across. We take the blue to where it needs to go, just under there. So this is blue, orange, yellow. Blue needs to go straight up there. So we move it out of the way, bring this down, return it back here, and bring them both to the top. And look at that. We have our second corner piece complete. We have 2 to go, and we haven't really hit a trickier one yet. What if we have this? For instance, we have a blue, white, and orange, but it's in the wrong spot. Look, blue is down there, and white should be there, and orange should be there. Well, what you can do is just take that one side piece and take it to the side and push it out of the way and bring it back. So we haven't made a solve yet, but we've gotten it out of the way so we can correct it. So now we bring this here. This is the correct piece. It has blue, orange, and white. However, the blue is not there like it was in the other ones. So what we need to do here is just do this formula. Move it out of the way, bring this down, and take it over and bring it up again. So it's still not correct. So we do it one more time, bring it down, push it out of the way, bring it back. Okay. And we can keep doing that. And now it's in a different spot. And after we do it our final time here, down, over, up. Look at that. Just repeating that formula over and over, it brought the piece to the correct spot. So some of the formulas in Rubik's Cube do this. You just need to do them a few times to cycle through all of the options until you get the correct one, like this. To do the start, you need to bring the blue piece back under where it needs to go. So you go, instead of left, right, twist the right side down, bottom to the left, right side back up. So it's there again, but it's in the wrong spot. So we go down, to the left, up, and then bring it back to the right, down, to the left, up. There we go, just like that. So that cycles that one corner piece without disturbing your cross or other corner pieces. Okay, we have 1 to go. It's over here. You can't see the blue, but if you look under, there it is, right there. So this blue, red, and yellow needs to go over here under the blue, red, yellow. So remember, we go, it's in the right spot now, so we go down, twist the bottom to the left, twist the right side up. So still not in the right spot, but we got it up there. So we repeat that, take the right side down, the bottom ring to the left, take the right side and back up. Now before we go down to the left and back up, let's bring this blue back to here. So it's under the right spot. And now we go down to the left and back up. And now we've done it. We have the full top perfectly aligned. We have blues through this top row here and reds, blues through this top row here and yellows, including the middles, blues, oranges, blues, and whites. Pat yourself on the back. It does look kind of impressive. You've got a full side Not just in the right colors, you haven't just futzed around with it and figured them out in the right colors, but they don't match with anything else. You've got it perfect now. And let's go on to step number 3. 3, put a ring on it. So at this point, the side we began with, blue, is gonna become our bottom from here on out. Flip the cube over and put the blue down. And we don't have to worry about the blue anymore, unless of course we mess up. So now with the green side up, we're gonna wanna put a ring on the cube. And what I mean by that is that all of these middle colors should be in the exact right spot. This is what we want it to look like when it's done. Right now, we don't have that. We have the bottom ring correct. We have yellow, red, white, and orange. So now we're gonna wanna make sure that these are all orange. These are all yellow. These will all be red. And these will all be white. And they should match in the right way. So it's not just white and then orange on that side. It's white and red. You can pick any sides to begin from, except for the green and the blue sides. Let's begin with the orange side. What I want on the orange side is a piece that is orange and white and a piece that is orange and yellow. If I turn the top here, I can see I have that orange and yellow piece here. What we're gonna do is take this piece and flip it to here. If you are ending up with a piece that's going from the side here, the top side here to the right, you actually begin by turning everything to the left. If we have the piece that goes to the left here, we would begin by turning it to the right. It's a little counterintuitive, but you'll see. Again, this is a more difficult formula, so you're just gonna have to practice it several times. This piece needs to go here, so we go top to the left, right up, top back to the right, right down, top to right one more time, this whole front face counterclockwise, top clockwise. You can see we've joined the orange here in the right spot. And then finally, we'll take the face and move it to the right. And if you see what we did there, we moved the top piece here to the right here and didn't disturb the bottom, it's still blue. Didn't disturb any of the other sides, just moved this piece to there. And again, that is this, 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 and finally this. So I moved that one out for the time being because I want to show you how to do it moving this piece, this orange and white piece, to the left middle here ring. It's the same formula, just the opposite direction. Instead of turning the top to the left, we're gonna turn the top to the right, twist the left side up, so that blue comes up. We bring the top back to the left, twist the left side down one turn, twist just the top clockwise. Move the front face clockwise, the whole top counterclockwise, and move the whole face counterclockwise. And use my printable guide to help you see these steps one at a time. You'll see how the face moves and the sides move. Remember, everything moves in threes, but it can move in different directions. It can move left to right on the top, it can move top to bottom, the whole front face can move, the middle can move, and the back can move, and so on. So let's do another one. We can take this yellow piece and move it to here with the red and yellow. And it wants to go to the right and down, so we'll begin actually counterintuitively to the left. Turn the right side up. Take the top counterclockwise. The right down, top counterclockwise. Front side counterclockwise. Top clockwise. And then you see the blues here, they're gonna need to go to the bottom, so move the front clockwise. So now we have the red and yellow together in the right spot. We have this white and red, so remember, move the white to where it needs to go, above where it needs to go. You don't wanna put the red, even though it's at the top, you want to take the color that is touching the middle here and move it over. So the white and the red goes there. And so this is going to want to go over and down one to there. So counterintuitively, we twist the top to the right. Then we take this side that we need to go to up. Bring this back over. Bring this back down. Bring it over one more time. Take the whole face here, all 9 of these, move them up, and now bring this back over, and then take this whole face and turn it back down, like that. And so now we have the red and the white in the right spot. Blue is still intact, and we've almost got our center ring complete. All right, so the last piece here is gonna be this yellow and orange needs to go here. So not orange there and yellow. Bring it over to where the yellow touches the yellow middle. It's gonna wanna go to the left and down one. So what we do is we go away from there, we go one to the right, this whole left side up, bring back the yellow, bring this whole side back down, bring the yellow, bring the top over to the left one more, and now take the whole front face here, we're working with the yellow, bring it up, and that's gonna bring our yellow to where it needs to go here. So we move it back over here, but remember the blue has to go back down to the blue, so push that down. And there you go. So this is what it looks like when we're finally done. We have yellow all the way through, red all the way through, white all the way through, and orange all the way through. I gotta say, it looks pretty nice at this point. If you just wanted to hold it like this, it looks like you've completed the whole thing, but you haven't. There's actually an easier way to cheat a win, and I have a short video on how to do that right there. But we're gonna keep going with the correct way to do this. It is possible to have the right colors just in the flip-flopped space like this. So yellow should be here and orange should be here. So what do? You have everything perfect and you're a little bit bummed out now because you have this in the wrong spot. What you simply do is you want to dislodge that piece. We can take any of the pieces and maneuver them into here just to dislodge this piece and put it back to the top so we can reset that. So we'll use this one. Okay, so we'll twist the top clockwise, take the right side, turn it up, top side counterclockwise, right side back down, top counterclockwise, front face counterclockwise, whole top clockwise, and the whole front down. So what we've done here is we haven't solved this piece yet, but we did loosen that incorrect piece. There's the incorrect piece there. So now we can bring the incorrect piece back to where it needs to go and get it back to here using that same formula. We need to go there, so we're gonna go away, up, back over, back down, over again, all the way up, and move the face all the way back down. And there we are. Okay, so we have completed step number 3 now. Take the time to learn it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. If you just do it a few times and then move on, you'll come back to this step again and you might forget one of the turns or twists or go the wrong way. It could screw you up so badly that you have to restart the whole cube again. So before you move on, make sure you get each one of these steps down. Muscle memory. Step number 4, the North Star. I call this the North Star because we're going to make a cross or star opposite our starting side, the blue side. Also this side, green in this case, will be our new top or north of the cube for the rest of the solving. If you've gotten to this step, you'll know what color you need to make it because it's the color of the middle piece at the top. Again, in our case, it's green. So what we're gonna do is make this top have a cross of green here. And unlike the cross we made with the initial blue side, we don't have to match them up perfectly with the corresponding colors yet. First, let's pick a front color we wanna work with. I'm gonna pick yellow, but you can do whichever you like. And what I mean by pick a front color is we're going to keep this color, yellow, facing us. We'll keep the green at the top and the yellow in the front. If we start to move the cube around, we're gonna lose our place. So make sure you pick that color and stick with it. This formula has a total of 6 moves. We begin by turning the whole front facing side clockwise like this. Then we move the whole top clockwise. Then we move the right side all the way up. We return the top to the right and then return the right side to the bottom, down, and then the whole front face, yellow face, turns 1 step back down, like that. We did not end up with a perfect X up here. That was just to show you how we turn. And I'll do that again. We take the whole front face, bring it clockwise 1, the top to the left, the right side up 1, the top back to the right side back down, and the whole front facing counterclockwise 1 step. Okay. Again, we didn't end up with a cross, and there's a reason for that. There are a couple indicators which will show us how to position the top to get the cross. If there's just one green in the center like this, it doesn't matter. Just do the formula again, and then we'll see what we end up with. So that formula again is the whole front clockwise, the top to the left. Twist the right side up, the top back to the right, take the right side and move it 1 turn down, and the whole front counterclockwise 1. What we have here is an L, and that's not what we want to have to get us to the cross, but it's closer. Ideally, what you want to see is a green on the side, a green in the middle, and then a green on the other side, and you put it up to this top corner. Now we have something similar to that here. We have an L like this, but really what we want to see is a green, green, and green in this top corner. And then we can just shift everything. But if we have the line straight across, keep it horizontally this way, not vertically like that. And so with yellow as our front again, we'll do that pattern one more time. The front, clockwise 1 step. The top, to the left 1 step. The right side, up 1. The top back to the right, the bottom back down, and the whole front side counterclockwise 1 move. Okay, so now disregard the corners here. We have exactly what we need though. We have this shape here in green. This is exactly what you want to see. Green, green, green. At the top, left from where you're facing. The yellow's in our front. There we have exactly what we need. So if it's like this, it won't work. If it's like this, it won't work. If it's like this, it won't work. But here, like that, it will work. So we do our step again. Remember, the whole front clockwise, the whole top to the left, right side, up. Move the top counterclockwise. The right, down, 1, the whole front counterclockwise. And there we have it. We have a perfect green X. And as you can see, the rest of the cube has not been disturbed. We still have the full rings across, and on the bottom we still have blue. So this is not perfectly aligned, as you can see. These don't perfectly match up, the greens to their corresponding colors. We have 2 that do and 2 that don't, but that doesn't matter at this point. You can have green here, here, and here, but you can't move on from step 4 until you have these 4 like this. Once you have the green cross, practice, 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 and then move on to step 5. Step 5, over the top. Now we fill in the top green corners and make the whole top green, like this. This step is a little tricky. It helps to remember that you'll only be moving either the right front column or the top front ring. There's only a single formula for this step, and it goes like this. With the yellow still facing yourself and the green at the top, that formula is twist the right side up 1, the top clockwise 1. Twist the right side back down, the top clockwise another 1. Twist the right side back up again, and then move the top clockwise once and twice. And if you see what we're doing here, we're moving the blue back in place to where it goes here. And once you have these blues here, twist it back down. And look at that, we have 2 of the 4 corners complete. I mentioned that we'll only be doing this one formula over and over, but how the top is positioned determines whether you're going to get all 4 corners correct or not. Before we do that, let me just show you again. You take the right side that's facing you with the green at the top, move the right side up 1 turn, and the top clockwise 1 turn. Move the right side back down, and the top clockwise again. Then move the right side back up again, but this time go clockwise once and twice. And again, you'll see the blue, which is the bottom, return in a series of 3 like this. And that means you can bring them back down to the bottom. And then look at the top. So we ended up with a cross again. As you noticed last time, we had a cross plus 2 of the corners. That's because I haven't shown you yet how to set up the top. Before that, I highly recommend you practice this formula a dozen or so times before you move on. It's possible that on your first set of spins, you got the full top green. That's not likely though if you don't yet know how to first position the top before doing this formula. So how do you position the top? So you have the yellow here, and then you have your green at the top. So what you're gonna wanna do is you don't need to line up the green and the yellow. You're gonna wanna line up the green with the side to the right of the side we're working from. So we're working from the yellow side, and the side to the right of that is the red side. So we're gonna wanna make sure that this cross piece here is lined up with the red. So we run our formula again, right side up, clockwise top, right side back down, top, clockwise, right side back up again, and then top side clockwise twice, once, twice, and back down. Okay, if you have this shape here, that means you are just 1 away from completing this step. This is what you need. No matter what, if you have the cross and 1 corner only like this, and these are not green, if it's like this, move this corner piece to where the front is that you're working from. So you have a cross plus just 1 corner piece. That's correct, green. So if I have that, I can do my formula again like this. And bingo, we got the top green. you might not have that. Let's just mix it up again. And by mixing it up, I mean just rerun that formula. So for example, if we had it like this, I could move this here and I still have this correct formula, but it won't work. I have this extra green here. So if I do the formula now, it won't work. Again, if I try to put that there again, so I feel like I have the right cross plus that one piece, it still won't work. What I need to do is I need to take this piece onto the right of the front I'm working from, red. I need to find the green that goes along with that and put it there. And then I run the formula. And then look, I got it again. I got the right configuration. So I go and do the formula one last time. It didn't work, but even if it doesn't work, don't worry. As long as you maintain this shape, bring it back over, do it again. And look at that, it works. So it might take 1 go, 2 goes, but as long as you have that cross, if I have the right setup here, but I put it in the wrong spot, it should be here. If I did it here, I would not get a full top green. But then I can move the green back to where the red goes here, do the formula, and then I end up with the right shape again. I bring it to the correct spot. Try it again. And there it is. And so as you can see, we have the green is totally green now. But we do have a problem still because we have incorrect pieces along this top ring. But that leads us to step number 6. Step number 6, back into a corner. This is the trickiest formula in our cube solution. And to be honest, it's where I almost gave up when I was learning. Do your best to perfect this stage, and the last formula will be cake, sort of. At this stage, we don't have to keep the yellow as our front, but we do have to keep the green on top. To begin, try to line up either the back 2 corners in the right position or diagonals if you can't do that. What do I mean by that? If we had a green and an orange and a green and an orange here, we could line those up and then put them on our back with the green on the top, this color on our front, the red, the opposite. We don't seem to have that here. I can line up 1 white corner in the right spot, but I can't do the green and the white in the other spot. Same thing here. I have green, yellow, and red in the right spot, but I don't have the corresponding corner piece, so I can't do that. So we do need to find diagonals that match. Here we have this diagonal. We have white, orange, and green. They match. And then diagonally from there, we have green, yellow, and red. They match. This is a trickier formula, so try to pay attention and practice, practice, practice. Our correct cubes are on this diagonal and this diagonal. They're opposite each other. So here's what we do. We'll have red in our front in this case because the diagonals are here and here. Move 1 is to twist the right front down 1 twist. Now we're going to twist the whole front 1 twist clockwise like this. We'll now move the front right down another twist, bringing the blue to the top. Now reach for the back face. This is the front face, the back face. And move it 2 twists so we get 2 blues at the top, like this. So we have an L of blue here, which should be at the bottom and is now at the top. It's an awkward twist, so go slow while you're getting the hang of it. You'll know it's right if you have an upside down L shape like this in blue. Now twist the front right up 1 twist, moving the blue away. Then we twist the whole front 1 twist counterclockwise like this. We'll return by moving the right side back to the top with the blue as an L there. And as you can see, we have a lot of blocks that are good. So now that we have the L again, we're going to move the blues to the bottom. So that we're missing, so you can see on the bottom now we have an L green, and on the top we have an L that's blue. So to do that, we'll move this back side 2, 1, 2, and we get the blues down there, and then we'll move this one 1, 2. Like that. So we have the green all the way up here. What we need to do is have all of our corners in the correct spots, but we don't have that quite yet. We're gonna have to do this step again, but this time, like I mentioned, if we have 2 corners that are in the right spot, and we do, we have a green, red, and yellow here, right spot, and a green, yellow, and orange in the correct spot here. We'll put those on the back side, with our white as the front side this time. And let's repeat this again. Follow with me now. It will make sense the more you practice it, but it does feel very hard in the beginning. Take the right side, 1 twist down. take the whole front and move it up one. Rotate the right side down one twist. And so you have the row of blue there. And then move the whole back side so you have a blue L there. We're gonna move the blues up and return the front counterclockwise and then return this blue line down. We have the green L at the bottom and the blue L at the top. We can take this back side twice like that and then take this row of 3 blues and move them all the way back to the bottom like that. And look at this, we have a pretty complete Rubik's Cube. At first glance, it looks like we might have actually solved it, but we still have step number 7 because we have some 1, 2, 3 pieces are still in the wrong spot. But we're in a really great place. Before we move on to the next step, please do this step many, many times. Even if it comes up right every time, just keep doing it because it's really important to get this into your memory. Okay. Last step, step number 7, travel in 3s. So now that we have a very nearly complete Rubik's Cube, we have 1 step to go. It is possible that you could do step 6 and end up just solving the puzzle. You could even do that in step 5. It just could happen. I don't know the science behind it. Somebody surely does. In our case, we didn't solve after step 6. We have 1 step to go. We're definitely gonna wanna keep the green at the top still, but we do need to select the correct front side. So we have our orange as complete here. So we're gonna put that in the back. And then we'll just keep our red as our front. So I said this is called traveling in 3s, and that's because we move chunks of 3 around. And we start by moving the chunk of 3 at the bottom. So we're gonna take the front side and move it 2, 1, 2 up. So we took the bottom blues and moved them to the top. Now we're gonna move those 3 blues to the left 1. Okay, and then we're gonna move that blue down and we're gonna move the green down, okay? I still have my finger at the top here holding the green so I don't lose sight of that, but we're gonna move this front face too. So the blues are now over here. We move them up, we move the greens back up. Now we move the blues, the top row here, because we're gonna wanna spin this whole blue side all the way back down. All right, did we do it? Well, looks like we got it. So that last move is tricky, but it's ultimately very satisfying because you complete the puzzle on it. And in my opinion, it just feels good to move all those chunks around. So before we finish up, I'm gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna mix it back up by doing that formula again, and then do it again slowly for us. I mixed it back up by just redoing the formula. And as you can see, now we have the red as the perfect line up here. It's possible that you have all 4 of these in the wrong spot. If that's the case, just do the formula until you get 3 in a row like this, and then line them up on the correct side. And make sure once you have green at the top, the one that's fully formed, put it at the back, like this. And so the formula again is take the front side clockwise twice, 1, 2, moving the blues to the top. Now we take the blues and we move them from horizontally here to vertically over here. And now we're gonna move this vertical line down and this vertical line down. Down, down. And we're gonna move these blues and greens together now, this way, 1, 2. And then we return the blue to the top and the green to the top. And now we're gonna move the blue horizontally, because it's gonna spin back to the bottom, like this, 1, and then now spin it all the way to the bottom, and there you go. Now we didn't solve the puzzle, so we do it again. Blue up 2, bring them vertically here, blue down, green down. Twist these so they're on the opposite side now, blue on this side and green on that side. And now bring blue back up to the top, but now it's on this side, and green back up to the top on this side. Move blue over into position so it can flip back down, because if you look down here, you can see that's where the blue needs to go. So we move the blue here, and now we move it 2, 1, 2, could be clockwise, could be counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. And that brings our blue to the bottom, and our puzzle is complete. And now you have all the information you need to solve a Rubik's Cube. Again, this might not be the fastest way, might not be the cleverest way, but it's a way that works for me every time. And if you practice it, it'll work for you every time as well. If you have any questions about how to solve this, please drop them in the comments and maybe somebody can reply to you. Hopefully me, but maybe somebody else is quicker on the draw. And if you practice all those steps, you too can solve a Rubik's Cube. I believe in you. Please help this channel grow by commenting, liking, and subscribing. Also, help support the hard work that goes into these videos by digitally donating. You are great. See you next time on Playing Games.